All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Mauve Shield to my Captain America. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. What color is mauve? I love the name, but I don't really know. I'm assuming it's like a purplish blue.
Nah, it's more like a shade of pink. It's like
okay.
like a purpley pink.
Yeah. I'm disappointed you didn't say your smelly old clam to Captain America.
I know. If any of you are wondering just what the hell we're talking about, which is all of you, we had a very, very, very silly Avengers themed Mad Lib that you can hear on the YouTube. It's right there at the beginning. You'll give us the view number and you'll get to hear it right off the get-go. Just go over there to the YouTube and check it out.
Yeah. I also talked about going to the gym. Maybe you could comment down below, like, look like you're working out, Casey. Like, oh. Yeah. Thanks, Preston.
Tell him he's handsome. He needs it as motivation for his next workout.
Boy, do I need it.
All right, so first order of business, Casey. I hope you haven't been looking at the score because we're in the fourth quarter, but we're recording this kind of late.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. There were two games. We're going to talk about the one that's going on right now. We've got the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals.
I knew you were going to ask, and I was like, I'm going Bengals, even though they haven't won a game yet.
Well, I can see the score, so I'm going to refrain.
Well, who's winning? Is it the old Ram boys?
Nah, it's 19-9 Bengals.
Joey Burrs even said, hey, this is what happens, but you always start slow. It's like, buddy, there's only like 10 games in an NFL season. You got to start a little bit faster than this.
They actually increased it by one this year.
All right. I know it's still like nothing compared to NBA or hockey.
Well, that is very true.
Real sports.
That is very true. Well, Formula One.
Yeah. That's like 7, right? 7 races? No, it's way more?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It's like 20?
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I always assumed it's like you can't get that many rich people all together at that many times.
23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Trivia coming at you.
Oh,
as per usual. I got 3 cards here, 2 questions per card.
My IQ is like half of what it normally is.
Some of these you'll still get it for sure.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget to give the pause for the listeners.
Yep.
What immortal half-sister of King Arthur is a consistent thorn in the side of the Avengers?
Do I have any choices?
Nope.
Half-sister of King Arthur. I know the name. I actually do know this because like she's in a lot of stuff. I don't know. I can't think of it though. Like I know who it is, and I'm gonna be upset when I miss it.
It is Morgan Le Fay.
Yep. I was like, I knew it, I just didn't.
Question 2. And this does have choices if you need it.
Right.
What is the first name of Luke Cage's daughter?
I'm gonna use them choices because I know it. I'll know this one too when I hear it. But again, my brain's not working.
A. Danielle. B. Maria. C. Suzanne.
Danielle.
It is Danielle.
Named after old Iron Fist.
Which just makes my heart so happy. All right. Question 3. What are the names of the ray beams that Iron Man fires from his armor's gloves?
Repulsor blast.
Repulsor rays, but I'll give it to you.
Fuck.
Question 4. Baron von Strucker was a leader in the early days of what sinister organization? There are choices if you would like.
Yeah, let's hear him.
A, the Hand. B, AIM. C, Hydra.
I'm going Hydra because even though as soon as you said AIM, I was like, is it? But
It is Hydra. I did. Anytime it's like, is it AIM or Hydra?
It's like probably both.
Yeah, probably both. Both are quite bad.
Yeah.
All right, question 5. What is the name of the vampire creature that has battled Captain America several times? No choices. And it's not the obvious Marvel vampire.
So it's not Dracula.
It's not one of the 3 main Marvel vampires.
Oh man. I think I can picture this guy because I think he was a Wolverine baddie also, if it's who I'm thinking of, but I don't know his name. I just know he had sunglasses and he was on the back of the Wolverine video game that my brother had when we were younger, if that's the guy. So after you say his name, I'm going to Google it and find out.
It is Baron Blood.
No, it's not Baron. Okay, never mind. That's not what I'm thinking of. But only thing I know about Baron Blood was he was in an Exiles comic book. So that's, yeah.
Oh, that guy. Okay, he just looks like a big, silly purple bat.
Oh, yeah. See, the one that was in Exiles did not. It was actually really cool because he turned Captain America either got turned or he did turn Captain America into a vampire. And it's like the whole world was overrun by vampires and they ended up killing the Captain America. But then he's like, I'm the actual bad guy. And then they had to kill him. It was really cool. It's like cooler than how I'm making it sound.
Oh no, that was Baron Blood. It was probably just a updated version, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even Googled in Exiles and they say Baron Blood.
Yeah.
All right, in question 6. What military man first witnessed Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk and exposed his secret identity? There are choices.
Yeah, let's hear
it. A, Thunderbolt Ross. B, Glenn Talbot. C, Nick Fury.
I'm pretty sure it's Talbot.
It is Talbot.
Okay.
Nicely done.
It's like that's one thing. I'm like just gonna toss this out there in the ether. I don't even know if I'd ever have time to read it, but as much as I love Hulk, I've not read enough early Hulk to be like to know for sure. I'm just like, this is like random shit that I've picked up from other comics, but I'm like, I really should go back and just like read all of it, but I don't have time to do that.
Yeah, fair enough. If you do find yourself with some time, I highly suggest the Marvel Epic collections. Those are they're not quite omnibuses, but they're like thicker boys. They usually run like $40-$45, but there's like a lot of content and they're paperback and they're colorized. So
okay.
It's just like a nice omnibus alternative.
Yeah. I didn't know if those are going to be the ones that like they used to come out with a bunch. I have a few where it's the same thing, big ass ones, but they're black and white.
Yeah, those are Marvel Essentials, but those are different.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. On to the news. I've got a couple more than you, so I'll start us off.
Yeah. Oh, really quick. Let's just start off with this. Even though this isn't anything that was written down. The writer strike is probably coming to an end soon, so you'll be getting more news soon, hopefully.
Yeah. It's about damn time.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing first. I heard a rumor that The Office, acclaimed, beloved TV show, is getting rebooted. Did you see this?
No. Now, okay, is it a reboot or is it like, I hate that people are using the term reboot so much when it's like, you guys aren't using this term right. Because like, they're like, Good Burger's getting a reboot. It's a sequel.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I just saw the rumor today that said
Yeah.
reboot. The only thing that was said for sure is that the like creator or head writer is coming back to do it. So
Yeah. Because if it's a reboot, I don't want it because it's like I'm not gonna go out of my way to get invested with a bunch of new characters. But if it's a proper sequel where we get to see what old Jim and Pam and Dwight and Michael and all of them are doing, then yeah, I'd be interested in seeing it. But probably not for a whole series. Maybe like a one-off thing. But you hate that show, so you're like, ugh.
I
No,
don't hate
thank
it.
you.
I just don't like it.
just when you hear someone mention that the very name of the office, your blood boils.
That's simply not true.
Like
You're hyping it up.
Just like as soon as we get off, you're gonna like break a border over your knee, like and Brielle's gonna be like, oh, someone mentioned the office again.
Yeah. I hope everybody else on the planet, because that's everybody who enjoys it, likes whatever that you get. It's not something that I give a shit about.
Yeah.
Okay. Other thing, Rick Remender signed a 3-year exclusive deal with Image. He said that recently he turned down very generous offers to write both Batman and X-Men. I imagine the deal that he got from Image was probably pretty damn good then. And also he just said that he is at the point in his career where he just wants to write his own stuff. And I respect it.
Yeah. And I mean,
as much as I would like to read both of those things.
Yeah, that's like one way to get you actually to read X-Men.
It's true.
But no, I mean, it makes sense, especially with the way the comic book industry is. It's like we're gonna see more and more guys exclusive with Image or whatever company, because it's like DC's not treating their guys very well, it doesn't seem like, and Marvel's not, doing the same. So I think they're gonna get hurt more and more as time goes by, because it's like, oh, Rick can sell whatever he makes and make just a bag off of it, even if it doesn't go anywhere. Where if he makes a brand new character, brand new storyline, DC can just make a bag off of it, or Marvel can, and then that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully, I mean, either way, I'm going to read whatever he puts out. Like The Sacrificers has had a killer couple of issues, so the fact that he's going to be doing more with Image just gets me hyped. He's still got it.
Okay, so I'll mention this really quick. We got a Scott Pilgrim anime trailer. Did you watch that?
I did not.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I'm someone that's like, what's the point? And I'm still feeling that way, but it does look pretty sweet. Like, genuinely cool as all hell.
I mean, I will watch it for sure.
Yeah. No, I know you would, because you really like Scott Pilgrim. You read them too, right?
I have read them, yeah.
Yeah. See, I only read the first little manga trade thing, and then I never got past that. Not because I didn't like it, but just because I was like, oh yeah, this is good. And then just didn't read it anymore. And also, like, Scott's kind of a dick.
Scott is a dick.
Yeah. So I was like, it was harder. Like, where the movie, it's like, oh yeah, this is his dickness is not near as bad.
Right. Well, my last two things kind of go together. I don't know what you want to do next.
So we got there's some rumors that are kind of floating around Twitterverse. It's all based off of solicits and kind of what it's been kind of spoiled for what's happened. Or maybe it was this. Yeah, it was in this newest issue of World's Finest. How it ends, it says to be continued in Action Comics. So it's like, is Philip Kennedy Johnson going to be done with Action in 2024? Is Mark Waid taking over? I don't know, but it's kind of interesting to keep, something to keep our eyes on.
I hope not. I hope that whatever that continuation is going to be backups, because those aren't going to go away. But who knows?
Yeah.
All right. And also, like, I love Mark. I like what he's doing now with his his couple of books with DC. I just want to be stingy and keep it that way. You know what I mean? Like I don't want another thing. I want Philip Kennedy Johnson to keep doing action.
Yeah, see, that's one thing that kind of sucks because we're very Superman rich right now, and like I want Mark to write a Superman book because I was reading online when this like rumor was dropping. I was like reading up different stuff. He's never gotten to. He's always wanted to like actually have his own run on Superman, on action or Superman books, and he never got to. And then like he got into a thing with because with the head publisher at the time, and they got into it, and and it just didn't work out. That he never got to. Now that he's back, it's like I want him to, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's like you said, we're so Superman rich. It's like we know what we have right now is good. We don't even, no matter who it is, right? It could be Chip Zdarsky on Batman. It may not be great. So
yeah,
whatever. Although we heard a while back that he was going to do a follow up to Birthright. So
yeah. When is the next one of his Lex Luthor books coming out? By the way,
I have no idea.
Because unlike you, I like that first one.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like if you're either a Black Label book or being written by Jeff Johns, you just don't know what the schedule is going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, and I'll group my last two bits together here. Some kind of big news around New York Comic Con this week, but the first one is that Magneto is being brought back to life, because why not? It's going to be called Resurrection of Magneto, and that'll be written by Al Ewing with Luciano Vecchio on the art. So I guess X-Men fans might be excited for that.
Now,
and then
wait, New York Comic Con was this week or this last weekend?
No, but like I guess that all this stuff was supposed to be announced then, and it kind of got leaked early.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
And then the bigger one, in my opinion, is that Ultimate Spider-Man is coming back, and it's going to be written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Marco Cicchetto. So that is a pretty big creative team on, I'll say, a pretty big title. I think that's going to sell gangbusters.
Yeah, I just don't like the thought of, like, I like Hickman. I don't like the thought of Hickman writing a Spider-Man book.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it could be long-winded Hickman stuff, or maybe he knows when to turn that off, and he might do it here. Who knows?
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah.
But really quick, I did see like a fun little rumor that where you can touch on really quick. New York Comic Con. There's some rumblings from what I'm hearing, and by that I mean random social media posts that don't actually know what they're talking about half the time. But we might be getting some new Dragon Ball Super stuff at New York Comic Con, where it's gonna be actual stuff like that's catching up to the manga again. So we'll see if that happens. I hope, but I won't hold my breath for that.
In like 2017 or 2018, Super had been out for a little while, but I got to it late. And that was a truly special month of my life where I got to sit and just watch all of it in that time. And I was like, holy shit, did I miss watching Dragon Ball?
Dude, if I remember right, you and me both, and like you were still like, I'm just gonna watch the dub. And like we were both like that. Like, we'll wait, watch the dub. And we both were like, no, we gotta watch the subs. And like that was like one of your first like sub animes that you were like, watching, or no?
Not really.
No, okay.
But Dragon Ball was always one where like I just liked the English dub so much that I didn't want to give it a shot. But I actually really like the sub on that one too. It's one of those where I'm totally happy with either one.
Oh, I found something out. Yamcha's voice actor is also Amuro.
Really?
Yes, because it was his birthday recently. So like I kept seeing pop-ups like, oh, this guy's birthday. And it had Amuro and Yamcha and like someone from Ronin Knights or whatever, which it's like that's
Oh,
on our
okay.
list to watch too.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, hopefully that's true though, because I
Yeah.
desperately want more Dragon Ball in my life. I know
Yeah.
like Akira Toriyama's probably, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his creative mind is like. Clearly he's given us a lot, but it's like how much longer can it realistically go?
Well,
So
dude, I mean, not to spoil anything, but there's been like 3 or 4 arcs that are like in the manga that they can just catch up to, you know?
yeah.
So, because like there was like the goat looking dude, Frieza Black, another random weird villain. So, yeah.
I thought Frieza Black was like a meme. I didn't know that that was real, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You get Frieza Black, you get like Ultra Ego, Vegeta, and yeah, it's stuff's like Clint was telling me Chandler's reading it, and he's like, it looks pretty awesome.
And that's exciting. I can't
Yeah.
wait. All right. Time for comic reviews. What'd you read
Yeah.
this week, man?
I think we have a lot in common this week. So I read Batman Superman World's Finest number 19, Superman number 6, Wolverine, and now the Hulk 37, Alpha Flight number 2, Predator versus Wolverine number 1, and Green Lantern War Journal number 1.
I just realized I left Green Lantern at work and didn't read it. That's a bummer.
That is a bummer, dude. It was good.
I'll have to read it this week. I read begrudgingly Wonder Woman number 1, The Witcher Wild Animals number 1, Loki number 4, Red Sonja number 3, Nightwing 106, World's Finest 19, Predator versus Wolverine 1, and Superman 6.
You got more than me this week again, so I'll let you go first.
All right, Wonder Woman number 1. I do want to show off one of the variants that I grabbed. It's by Julian Tedesco, but it's like the 40s Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's riding a kangaroo.
Yeah, I was
it's
like,
pretty cool.
like, why is she riding a kangaroo?
Why not? It's
Yeah,
the
fair enough.
40s. God, dude, this was just. I mean, look at how much dialogue there is.
Yeah, that's the exact same layout as that one really shitty book he did, where the Wally killed everybody. Spoiler alert.
Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like that for pretty much the whole book. There's a couple of cool action scenes with Wonder Woman, but it's just like CIA government shit and news anchors and this Amazon that killed a bunch of people. So then the government's like, all Amazons got to leave till we figure out which ones are the good ones. And then at the end, we find out that everybody answers to some guy named the Monarch, and he has a lasso of lies.
I just picture the Monarch from Venture Brothers, and it makes me so happy.
I'll show you what he looks like.
I hope he looks like that. Nah, that's lame. I was hoping he was gonna have like butterfly wings and all that stuff.
So, yeah, I know that'd be funny. My question is like, this dude's old as hell, and we don't know what the lasso of lies does yet. Maybe it gives him powers or the ability to move faster than a 100-year-old man, but it's like Diana is going to snap him like a glow stick, you know?
That's what he wants.
That's what I want.
Then she's like, ew. He's like, come on, do it. And she's like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah. But as always, Tom King gets a really good artist to work with, so the book looks nice. And the couple parts with Wonder Woman are fine for sure. but the rest of it is just like a slog to read. Like, I don't want to read 2 9-panel pages back to back of news anchors. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
Right on. All right. I'll talk about Green Lantern War Journals really quick. It's by Philip Kennedy Johnson with Montos on the art. The art's super cool. Philip Kennedy Johnson does a really good job with this too. I mean, yeah, we get a little bit kind of see some stuff that's what John's doing and whatnot, and then then we see the dude that was in all the backups, and I like this a lot. Like, the one thing that kind of annoys me, and it's kind of like it's more just with like the hard part with comics. Like, I know I was complaining like, oh yeah, the other day where I was like, oh, everything stays the same. But it's also like when I kind of hate when superheroes get these power ups that make them like even stronger. Where it's like he had a magic ring for all this time, and now it's like he's supposed to have trouble when he's like damn near a god. So that's kind of
It's
kind
the
of
Dragon
annoying.
Ball effect.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, boy, your next series when you're fighting a random robber and you're having trouble with the color yellow, it's going to be weird. But but no, I liked it a lot. It's really good. Philip Kennedy Johnson does a good job. It kind of like, I think the last backup kind of put it all like, oh, this is what's going on. Because like before, I was like, wasn't super sold on the backups because it was kind of vague on what was happening. But like after that, I'm like, okay, I get it now. And yeah, I like it a lot. It almost makes me wish I had read that last Green Lantern run that was really bad and I couldn't get through, because I'm like, I want to know more. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, really, really good. I'm going to go 9.5 probably out of 10.
Nice. I was going to mention how much I am glad that you liked it, since you weren't so hot on this backup. So
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And dude, the art, I don't really want to show too much without spoiling stuff, but like, we'll just do like right here. This isn't any real spoilers, but like it just looks so cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Like
really good.
there's one part where John's doing some stuff though, and I'm not going to show that to you. I'll let you read that, and it's awesome.
Nice. I will report back next week.
Good.
Okay. Next up, I'll talk about The Witcher: Wild Animals #1. It's written by Bartosz Stybor with art by Natalia Rarikina. So sorry on that pronunciation. But this one I was very, very, very happy with. I know that sometimes I don't love everything this guy writes, but if this keeps up, I think it's going to be one of the better ones. Geralt is on this boat, protecting the boat from drowners while it travels. And the guys that are paying him try to kill him after they get where they're supposed to go, so they don't have to pay him. And Geralt's a really good fighter, but sometimes numbers still matter. You know what I mean? He's not invincible. So he takes a couple of arrows, falls out of the boat, washes up on shore, and these people find him and they're dragging him back to their house through the woods, and he's kind of in and out of it. And he opens his eyes at one point and he sees like this warrior with like a wolf's head, and passes out again. And after he comes to, he's having a meal with the people that rescued him, and they just straight up get killed with arrows. And this group of warriors walks out of the trees, and it's the wolf head warrior, and all the other warriors also have what's actually helmets made to look like animals. So there's like an eagle and a rabbit and like a bowl and a bunch of cool stuff. And you can see it best on this preview for the next issue. But like, they just look cool.
Yeah. It's
And-
furries. Old timey furries.
Yeah, basically.
I just want to say, I know this is what you meant, but I thought how funny it would be if, because I know you said bowl, but if you were like bowl, so it was like this what like one guy just had a bowl on his head.
I know, right? But anyway, they were like, we actually need your services. We need to find out who's been killing all the monsters, like the poor creatures in the area. And it shows a bunch of dead monsters that it's like some of the monsters in the Witcher universe are never good. Like sometimes a werewolf is still just like a guy that didn't want to be a werewolf. So he's not evil.
Mm-hmm.
But they walk up on some drowners, which are like always evil. They just want to kill and eat. So I'm interested to see. Yes, exactly. I'm interested to see where it goes. But and also the cover is just, I just love the cover. It's just like an old painting, like a medieval painting kind of. But I loved it. This is what I love about The Witcher. It's just a good like side quest from the video games. And it's honestly right up there for pick of the week for me. So I'm gonna give it like a 9.5, I guess.
Nice, man.
All right, I'll do another one.
Right.
Got Loki here. It's number 4. It's the final issue. It's written by Dan Waters with artist by Germán Peralta. And it was pretty cool. It's Bullseye heavy. So I haven't seen Bullseye for a while. Bullseye gets the Book of Truth, which is the last of the, super powerful artifacts that get lost on Midgard, along with the boat and the axe that he got from the dwarves. So Bullseye is essentially just going around telling all these terrible people like their dark truths that they're hiding, and it kind of just makes them go crazy. Or he can make people do stuff for him. So at one point he like slaps a page on Spider-Man's face, and Spider-Man kind of goes crazy and tries to attack Loki. But I think Dan Waters does a really good job with subtle humor, because Bullseye puts the face or the page on Spider-Man's face, and after the fight doesn't go Spider-Man's way, Bullseye tells Spider-Man to jump off a building and not catch himself. So Loki's like, Thor would be so pissed if I let him die. So he goes and saves Spider-Man, or like uses magic to shred the page, and then Spider-Man lands on his feet. But the first thing Spider-Man does, he's like, Loki, did you just try to throw me off a rooftop? So it's just funny that, like nobody believes that Loki is like trying to help out.
Yeah.
But essentially, the rest of the book is just Bullseye trying to make Loki feel bad about reading all these deep truths, and Loki he's like, you're not going to make me feel bad. I know who I am. I know what I've done. And he gets the book back, kicks the shit out of Bullseye, and sets his throne on fire in Jotunheim, and is talking to the book. He's like, here we are. And just lists he's like, I'm Loki the cursed, Loki the unloved, Loki the liar. And it just ends with him sitting in front of his throne that's on fire. Which I guess in my description doesn't make it sound like a good ending, but it really is. It's just Loki, 4 issues of Loki coming to term with who he is. Because I feel like here lately, he's kind of been an anti-hero. Sometimes he's the villain. So I don't know. Dan Waters just gets the character, I guess. So it's a nice read. I wish it were more than 4 issues, because I could absolutely keep reading. Dan Waters writing Loki. So maybe he'll get another volume, but I really like this. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and I think a 9 overall. If you need just a quick Loki miniseries, pick up the trade. It's really good.
Right on, man. Okay, so next for me, it's going to be Wolverine by Benjamin Percy and Juan Jose Rip on the art. And so Wolverine's hunting down, like he's got clones on the loose, so he's hunting them down, and gonna kill them. And he's, first up, it's going after one that's in Canada at the Howlett Estates, and he sees a dead body, and it's been munched on. And what happens in Canada if you're a cannibal? You turn into a fucking Wendigo.
Oh.
And so Wolverine has to fight Wolverine Wendigo. And he's doing okay, but then he ends up in his house and he gets distracted by his memories of, his house stuff and gets his shit rocked. And then Hulk appears and just murders the shit out of the Wendigo. Like here's.
Oh, damn. That is very bloody.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. So they just decide to team up to kill the other versions. And like one Wolverine is like very much, as Logan proper mentions it, is a literal bleeding heart, because like these guys are trying to sacrifice Wolverine and like drink his blood to gain his powers, and it's like the clone Wolverine. So like when the guy is like dying, the guy that was like kidnapped Wolverine was like trying to drink his blood. Like Wolverine's like cuts himself, like starts putting the blood in the guy's mouth to help him like live, and they're like, that's not how this isn't gonna work, bud. And like they had to kill him. And the other one was in Madripoor, and he was pretending to be Patch, but then like he was being manipulated and ends up getting killed. It was just awesome, like just fun awesomeness. Like the Fall of X stuff, which I'll talk about too with the Alpha Flight, I don't really care about. I don't really know what's going on, but Wolverine's is awesome, and so it doesn't really matter. Like you can kind of, like outside of like X of Sword, you can kind of do whatever you want with Wolverine, and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. It's really, really good.
You made it sound good, honestly. Sounds like a very like when I would read an issue of Wolverine and I was really digging it, it was shit like that.
Yeah, like that's what Benjamin Percy with this and with Ghost Rider, he just gets. It's like, oh yeah, you want fun, cool stuff with these fun, cool characters. Okay, I got it. And he just does that.
But then Marvel's like, hold up, I know that you're in the middle of this cool vampire arc, but we need you to do Fall of X or whatever.
Yeah, it's like we need X of Swords, 15 different swords, 50 different stories. Just do your. I'm like, this is the worst thing out there, guys. Come on.
Makes a guy want to drop the title.
Yeah. That's why I haven't read it in a while, and that's why you didn't read it anymore.
Yeah. All right. Red Sonja number 3. It's written by Torrin Grønbekk with art by Walter Giovanni. It's a continuation of the last story. Somebody is taking over various bodies, trying to get Red Sonja to a certain place and fight this evil priest guy. And, she's got to kill a bunch of people along the way. It's brutal. It shows some pretty insane deaths. And yeah, at the end, it just ends on another cliffhanger on her way to this priest guy. So I like it. I think Sonja is a good fit for Grønbekk, and hopefully it's more than 5 issues, but I don't know. It'll probably just be the one arc and be done, but it's cool. I like it. 8 out of 10.
Right on, man. Okay, so Alpha Flight number 2 by Ed Brisson and Scott Goldlewski on the art. And really quick, I do want to mention Leonard Kirk and Edgar Delgado on the cover art. Not for a good reason. This cover is terrible. Like when you first look at it, you're like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then you look at like that face. Oof. That what's going on there?
Who is that?
You remember the guy in the Shi'ar Like he was in Imperial Guard and the Shi'ar. I'll find his name, but I don't know how well versed you are with that group. But that's the only thing I know him from. I think Wolverine stole his costume at one time when they were up there. He's talking to Landra. Okay. Fang.
Was he in any part of Annihilation?
I don't think so. Because the Shi'ar, if I remember, the Shi'ar weren't in Annihilation until the War Kings.
War Kings, yeah.
But okay, so Alpha Flight, they're doing their undercover thing with they're trying to save mutants while pretending to want to kill them and all that stuff. Like, it's fine. It's like it's one of those things where it's like, I really think Ed Brisson was probably like, I really want to write Alpha Flight, and I have this idea, I have X idea for a story, and then they're like, how about you just have it be part of the event? And he's like, well, fine. This is like a way to get an Alpha Flight book, because it's just, I don't know. It's like there's a lot of other stuff that I want to see what Alpha Flight do, and them just like saving mutants isn't really top of my list. Like, I want to know what's going on with Heather. I want to know where Marina is. Haven't mentioned her once. So
yeah.
It's fine though. I'm just not like, I don't love it like I want to. But it's like, I 100% blame Marvel editorial for that. Like, I think Ed Brisson could have done a really good job with like an actual Alpha Flight story. So yeah, I'm gonna go 7.
I was thinking, who I think would do a really good Alpha Flight story would be Rainbow.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I truly was going to read Alpha Flight until I saw that it was a part of Fall of X. And then I was like, okay, well, now I do not care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Ed Brisson's a good enough writer that like I'm not reading Fall of X, the main titles or anything like that, but it's like, yeah, they're like, this is what's going on. Like, they explain it well. They don't overdo it or anything like that, where it's like, this is what's going on. This is what Alpha Flight's doing. And like, okay, cool, I get it. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Right. Okay, Nightwing 106. It's written by Tom Taylor with art by Stephen Byrne. Casey, you remember several weeks ago that we were joking around that Tom Taylor was going to bring back Rick Grayson?
Yeah.
Guess who was in this issue?
Wow.
So it's like a flashback to Rick's time, and somebody brings him a package and he doesn't open it. He's like, I know this is super important, but I just got to keep it somewhere safe until I get my memory back. So they find this like ship captain, I guess, called the Quartermaster. He's part of this secret society that they've got like this underground cavern where they have like a big old ship inside of whale bones. And it's like a super secret place to keep your stuff. So he finds this guy and he puts the package there. And he's like, if I'm not coming back for this. And the guy's like, okay, well, whose name should we put it under? And then you see him write down Nightwing. So now, real time, Dick decides that he is going to go get this package. I don't know how he knows anything about it, but whatever. I guess he just remembered that Rick did it at one point. And wouldn't you know it, someone stole the giant underground boat. So now Dick is going to go look for it. And his girlfriend B from that time that he was Rick is back. I guess she's the Quartermaster's daughter. And so they're going to team up to get it back. And from the look of the next cover, it's got like Dick on the pirate ship. And I'm like, if anybody else were riding Dick Grayson on a pirate ship, I would just be bricked up. But but whatever. Maybe it'll suck a little bit less than like another Titans tie-in issue or something like that, right? So I'm mildly looking forward to it. And then the backup was really good. Dick is sparring with Cassandra in exchange for him teaching her how to cook stuff, which I thought was pretty good. And why was it good? It was written by Michael W. Conrad with art by Serge Acuna. Art is really good. I don't know if you can see faces, but like faces are just really good. The action's good. So yeah, he teaches her how to make pancakes, which is fun. And Steph's in it a good bit too. And it's going to continue in the next issue, I think. There's like other stuff that happens. It's not just that. Like somebody is staking out Nightwing or just Dick Grayson, and you get a little bit of background info on that. But that's going to continue, and that makes me look forward to the next issue. Also, can I just say, because it's in the back of this issue,
yes, you can.
This is one of the coolest Godzilla art pieces I've ever seen.
It looks awesome. I've actively avoided those though. Like I like kind of like every once in a while I'll see it. No, it's fine. I mean, like I said, I've seen it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to read anything this says because I'm super pumped.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Anyway, I'm going to give this a 6.5. It's the best Nightwing issue I've read in 20 issues.
Now I've got a question because this is something that's I was reading people talk about on the tweet on the X, and they were talking about how with this Nightwing run, like they were pro it. So I want to hear your opinion on this take. But with it, like Tom Taylor, it seems like he's establishing different things for Nightwing, which we have. I mean, from when I was reading Nightwing, we haven't had since old Kyle Higgins really with establishing stuff. No offense to Tim Seeley's run, but it's like we had, like Higgins tried to establish stuff. I don't think DC liked that, and they kind of stopped that a couple times, and then he became a secret agent, and then he became, Tim Seeley's run. Tim again, he tried to do stuff. I don't think it really worked out, and then. Who was after Tim Seeley? Because that was that one that was really bad where Nightwing became a stripper for an issue, and I stopped.
Sam Humphries.
Then Sam Humphries didn't really do much to establish anything there either. And then he became Rick Grayson, which is like, oh yeah, this is all just throwaway. And then now Tom Taylor's actually trying to like bring him back to Bloodhaven, trying to do all this extra stuff. It's like, I mean, we haven't had like really for Nightwing someone building him up with his own stuff since Chucky D. And then, Devin Grayson kind of took it from there. And then after Devin Grayson got off of it, it was like, oh yeah, DC's like, we don't like this character for some reason. And they kind of like blew up Bloodhaven and got rid of everything that Chuck and Devin kind of built up. So it's like, I mean, like, do you like that at least from this or no?
Yes and no. I mean, the short answer, yes, I do. I like that he's back in Bloodhaven. It's just the book is just an outlet for Tom Taylor's politics, but not in a good way, as we've discussed. It's not the Brian K. Vaughan subtle way. It's just him shouting it through a megaphone. And I'm not even saying that I disagree with anything that he's doing. It's just like the way he's doing it is so annoying.
I get it. Because it's like with like how we were talking about with Priest the other day, when like with when he was like putting that stuff in, it's like it makes more sense than the way King does it. Like it's just not, or Taylor does it. It's just not.
Yeah, but he's the same way too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. If he would just do his dialogue a little bit better, it wouldn't be bad. I've been very open about the stuff of Taylor's that I do like on this podcast. So I know he can do it. He just doesn't, which is a shame because, this book is winning like best ongoing series, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And people are liking it online, but I think they're just liking it for the virtue signaling. I don't know. Do you disagree with that?
I mean, I've like I said, I've not read it because I'm just not a Tom Taylor fan. Like I don't like his style of writing really at all. So I mean, like there's been some stuff of his that I like, but really it's hardcore like virtue signaling throughout, and that just does not work for me. And it's like it's either that or it's really lazy, almost Brad Meltzer's level of like you need to feel bad because of this terrible thing happening to this character. That type of stuff. And that stuff, it's like it isn't good writing. That's lazy writing, is what this is. So
I never really made the connection to Brad Meltzer, but you are completely right. It's Brad Meltzer level of stuff, except Brad Meltzer's stuff would stick. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like somebody would actually die. Somebody would actually, unfortunately, get raped. With this, a big explosion happens, and Dick goes through this huge monologue about how he can't believe Wally died in this explosion. And then it's like, dude, we know he didn't. And then on the next page, there's Wally. It's like, no one believes that Wally's dying in one issue of Nightwing. Stop it.
yeah, but then like I don't know. I mean, with his whole Injustice run, where it's just like, oh yeah, killing these characters, people are like, it's so good. I feel so sad. It's like you feel sad because other people have written these characters and made you love these characters, and then he's killing them off unceremoniously. That's why you're sad. It has nothing to do with his shitty writing.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Listen to us.
Yeah. Tommy T, if you're watching this, sorry I said your writing is shitty. I'm sure you're actually a very lovely person. If you want to come on and tell us how we're wrong, you're not alone.
Anyway, we down to our Muchies?
I think so, yeah.
Let's do.
What order do you want to do them in, man?
Let's do world's finest, Predator, Superman.
Sounds good. Okay, so World's Finest, Batman Superman by Dan Mora and Mark Waid. That was good.
It's not Dan Mora, actually. It's
Oh,
Travis
sorry.
Moore.
Travis Moore. Sorry. I saw the M. I was like, yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, the cover is for sure.
Yeah. But no, I liked it. It was fine. Nothing that would make me like, oh my God, but it was good. What'd you think?
Yeah. It's fine. You know, it's like you've seen one Kryptonian escape the Phantom Zone, you've seen them all, right?
Yeah.
But what's good is like the character moments between Bruce and Clark, especially at the end when they decide maybe teaming up ain't so bad after all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I will say I like how Mark writes Batman, where it's like it's not all, Frank Miller dark and brooding. It's like there's a little tint of Adam West in there, and I like that. Because like when he's like there's like a tiny bit, like when he's like, oh, we're gonna have to do some hand-to-hand combat training, like that type of like silly stuff where I'm like, oh, that's fun, and
or just smirking every now and then.
Yeah. So I enjoy that aspect of it because it's just like it's welcome, because even though I do like the dark and brooding Batman, I do think, like I love the you killed my parents are dead, like that stuff. I love that. But it's nice to have something different every once in a while.
Yep.
So where are you at with it, man?
Probably like a 7.5.
Yeah, I was probably, I'd say an 8.
All right. Also, this issue had the variant that is Nick Cage Superman. So that was quite a popular variant this week.
Yeah, that's something.
All right. So now we've got Predator versus Wolverine #1. And it's written by Benjamin Percy with art by Ken Lashley and Greg Land. So Casey, I know you were slightly more excited about this than me. What did you think?
I liked the story. I thought that was fun. I don't like the art.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, the art's a little weak, except for like the animals. The animals look good.
Yeah.
The thing is though, I don't enjoy reading, watching whatever animals being hurt.
Yeah.
It's you know, I think bears are cute. I don't want to see this bear get mutilated. So little stuff like that. And like I get that this is supposed to be a brutal book and that a predator would do that, but it's still I just don't like to look at it. So
Yeah.
um but other than that, it's a fun story. Fun
Hmm.
story.
Yeah. The only like I said, the only downside for me is just the art. Like and it's not just one artist though. Like Greg Land can't get a lot of blame, but because we have Ken Lashley, like you said, Greg Land and Jay Leston does the inks, and then we have for the Team X stuff, Andre DeVito, and even that stuff, like it's just like I don't know, it's stuff that makes it makes me think of like Rob Liefeld esque, and
Yeah.
not in a good way. I don't think there is a good way for that. So yeah, it's just not my cup of tea as far as art, and that's going to be
Yeah,
an ongoing theme.
I don't even think that I don't think it's quite Rob Liefeld bad, but it's definitely like 2002 X-Men.
Yeah.
Just it's just not good.
Yeah, no, I
Not
agree.
not good for this series
Yeah,
because this is like a big thing.
they
They
should have got
should have put
Steve McNiven.
Steve McNiven or Chichetto. I mean,
Yeah,
look at the cover. The cover's ridiculous. Get somebody else.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was just thinking McNiven because he did the Death of Wolverine,
Hmm.
and it's fucking rad.
Yeah,
So I'm just like that would be perfect. But yeah.
but I'm a strong 8. The
I'm a
knocks is just the art.
I'm a strong 6.5 because with this type of book, it does need better art than this, in my opinion.
All right, which means we finish on Superman number 6 with Joshua Williamson writing and Casey's favorite Gleb Melnikov on the art.
So bad.
I think some of it's good.
I will agree. Like this part. This part's good.
Yeah. Or the stuff with Lois at the planet, I think is good.
Yeah. But his Superman, like a lot of his stuff, it looks like John Romita Jr. shit, and not good John Romita Jr.
But then he'll do something like this, which I think is good.
Yeah. So
It's just inconsistent.
and when you have this as a splash page, so this derpy, terrible looking Superman as a splash page, it's rough.
But yeah,
But Joshua
let's get to
Williamson's
the
cool.
yes, yeah. Let's get to the meat of it. What do you think of this this person being kept down in this vault?
I mean, it's kind of annoying. It's another one of those things where it's like, you never heard of this villain. This is the theme of my run on Superman because I have to like make a bunch of new characters so that when they, maybe get adapted, I can make a lot of money off of, which is like fair enough. But, you know, it's just kind of like, how have we never heard of this? Come on.
Yeah. I don't like I really don't like how Gleb drew him.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's one of those things where it's like this guy's going to be super powerful right up to the point where Superman needs to win for the arc to wrap up and the Superman will be more powerful. So
Yeah.
it's whatever. And also I just don't buy that Lex thinks somebody is such a threat and doesn't kill him. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
buy it. And I love Joshua Williamson, but I do not buy that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling this issue. Not just because of the art, but just because it's just like another new villain.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you at with this?
And it's just like right up until that vault, I really was digging it a lot. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I think an 80% out of 100 is fair for the book. Um, yeah.
I'm at a 5 because like I said, I wasn't really feeling the story,
God
and then
damn, that's bad.
the art's really bad. Like for most of the action scenes, it's like unless you're a big John Romita Jr. fan, like really, like that's what it boils down to. It's like Gleb is really globbing on to John Romita Jr.'s style, and it does not work for me at all.
Yeah. Especially for that chain guy.
Yeah.
What was your pick of the week?
I'm gonna probably go with Green Lantern. Green Lantern or Wolverine. Those two
Yeah.
are both a lot of fun. Okay, man. What are you excited about?
Um, let's see. I don't think there's a ton for me this week. I'll say issue 2 of Immortal Thor, because I did like the first one enough. Um, I'll say Power Girl #1, just because I'm interested to see what that's going to be about. And I know it's on yours too, Casey, but I'm sorry. I'm going to say Godzilla War for Humanity.
You bastard. So I won't say that. Marvel Unleashed. It's on my list. That book was so much fun last time. Um, I'll say Dark Ride. And I'm actually not excited for it because I have a feeling it's not going to be good, but I'm going to go with The Flash because I hope I'm surprised by it. Because that one wasn't very good. Like when it was in the Flash Bane book, it was the backup or whatever. Not good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, I easily could have said Blade or Action Comics.
yeah, you're just like I just want to screw
Yes,
Casey over.
absolutely.
But Fantastic Four time. We were talking on the YouTube last week about the Halo Wolverine boots, which is just still funny as hell to me. So I was just thinking, like, what would be some if like a comic book character is going to get a shoe deal? Like, what would the character be, and what were some shoe ideas? If you even have that, if you don't have that, that's fine because I have some stupid ones in my head that like won't go away that I have to share with somebody.
Well, I don't know specifics, but characters for sure. Booster Gold comes to
Oh
mind.
hell yeah!
Um, and it could be any brand. He would just be happy for the deal.
Yeah.
One that I would want, like obviously my mind goes to like Flash, but it's like, but there's so many speedsters. Which one would I want? It would be Jesse Quick, or specifically a Liberty Bell themed shoe. I think would look dope. I also think potentially somebody like Tony Stark would put out a shoe. I don't know why, because I don't even know the character that well. It just seems like something he might do. Plus he's made his own boots and they always just have like a full ass suit of iron in it. So, and let's see, trying to think of another one. Oh, did you ever read that? I think it was Image or maybe Top Cow. Kenneth Rocafort did the art for it, but it was called Velocity.
Mhm.
I think she was like speed based too, but all the covers like focused on her shoes, or like the shoes were a big part of it. So I'm gonna say Velocity just to mix it up.
Right on. Okay, so the first one that comes to mind, this is the one that like I said, it's been in my brain because we were mentioning this, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. But Pa Kent, like this would be back when Superman's identity was known to the world. And so like they just go to Pa Kent, like, hey, we're gonna give you your own signature sneaker because Superman doesn't want to do it. And he's like, well, I don't think I'm gonna do that. They're like, here's this briefcase full of money. He's like, I think I'm gonna do that. So it's the Pa Kent 11s. It would just look like the Kobe 11s, but plaid.
Nice. That's funny.
And then, I think Doomsday should get a signature shoe. It'll just be some boots. He'll be like, oh, I love those.
Like covered in rocks or no?
Nah, just some regular old water, rain boots. Like whoever makes the best rain boots, they go to Doomsday like, hey, your feet are awful fucking wet, bud. Here's some rain boots. And he's just so happy. And I'm gonna go with a Marvel character. I just thought of a really dumb one. It's terrible. Professor X one. And it's just like the Heelys.
Professor X themed Heelys. Holy shit. That is amazing.
And then let's go with another Marvel. Uncle Ben, and it'll just be like some canceled shoes.
All right. Well, there we are, folks. That's the end of the episode. So closing plugs, if you would, head on over to facebook.com/twoworldspodcast and give the page a like. We did connect it to our Instagram, so we're actually active on it again. You can also follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 2_worlds_PC. And on Instagram at twoworldspod. You can email us at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can hear Mad Libs and fun little stories, and just where you can look at Casey and tell him he's handsome.
Yeah, please do. I desperately need it.
And, whenever you're there, be sure to let us know which characters you think would get a shoe deal or should have a shoe deal.
And describe the shoe. Get really fun with it.
Yeah.
Don't go too much shoe jargon. Don't be like, oh, it would be like the Air Force Ones with the Kobe's shoelaces and the New Balance's cushioning. Like, we don't need all that. Just tell us like what it would look like. Tell your friends about the podcast.
Yeah, do that too.
Leave a review. We've already said that, but leave one, please, for the love of God.
We'd love to stay and chat, but
gotta get that smelly old clam.
But Casey's gotta catch me with this smelly old clam. Bye, guys.
Bye.